Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be taking a look at what I like to call the Armor team. Now, I didn't just have fun with this team, I had an absolute blast because of the theme. Now, I was going for the kind of Armored Knight style look here. Alright, so I'm making this insert because I kept calling Ceruledge, okay? So I don't know what in the world compelled me to do that, but I'm just going to let you know right now, I'm going to be saying its name wrong over and over again, and just know I am completely aware of that, but enjoy the video. Let's go. So we're going to have a lot of fun here. Not particularly the ideal IVs that we're going to be using for the Ceruledge as well as the Armored Mewtwo. But who gives a damn? I don't care. That's fine. I'm not going to be out here trying to trade away the very rare ones that I even got to potentially get something even worse. So we're just going to go with what we have here and have a lot of fun. Now, let's talk about the Lapras and let's talk about the Armored Mewtwo moves. So for the Lapras, we're actually going double Legacy, Ice Shard, as well as Ice Beam. I did use an Elite TM to put Ice Beam on it. I was running Skull Bash for a while, and I just wanted to test out Ice Beam, and I just haven't removed Ice Beam yet, and it will come in handy at the very end of the video. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to tell you, don't ever waste your Elite TM for Ice Beam on Lapras. Always go with Skull Bash. It's just gonna be better for you. Now, when it comes down to the Armored Mewtwo here, funny enough, we encountered an Armored Mewtwo for one of our first games. Go figure, that's gonna happen when we put it on our team, and I never really ever see it, because the game likes to throw things at you that you use yourself. It does happen, better believe it. But back onto that Mewtwo here, I am going with the Rock Slide. You probably want to go with, I would have to say, Dynamic Punch, okay? It's just going to be a lot better for you. And of course, you're just going to want Psy Strike. That is going to be a legacy. You're going to have to use an Elite TM. There was a point in time where they did have them in the raids with Psy Strike. This was years ago, okay? So look at the date. I do believe it was a long time ago. But it's about due to return. I'm going to have to say it's one of the rarer, more useful Pokemon for Go Battle League. Armored Mewtwo is not something you're going to want to use in PvP, but in raids. Gym battles, yeah, sure. But yeah, definitely awesome, and the design is just, it blows my mind. I remember when they first came out with it, I was like, is this for real? Is this fake? Is this commercial fake? Is this preview fake? But it turned out to be true, and it went alongside that Netflix release. But there you have the backstory on that Mewtwo. Hopefully they'll make it return, and if they do, it'll probably be shiny as well as Psy Strike, so that's going to be amazing. Now let's talk about the battles here. Ceruledge, kind of squishy, but hits very hard. We're going to be going with Flame Charge as well as Shadow Ball and Incinerate here, and we're doing a ton of damage. They are shieldless, and we're taking out that Ampharos right as they're about to get to their charge move, and it's good night sleep tight for this Ferrothorn, 4 times weak to fire. They're not going to be able to take this hit at all, and we're going to take the win here. So yeah, folks, if you can give this video a thumbs up for the double armor Pokemon here, let's have a little fun with it. Let's keep it going. And one more thing, which is actually going to be something unique to Pokemon compared to the Pokemongo compared to the main series, is Armored Mewtwo. There is none in the main series games. There are no Armored Mewtwo in the main series games. It's a completely new Pokemon with new stats from the regular Mewtwo, which is making it amazing. It's not just an aesthetic. All right, let's go. I'll yap your ear off all day because as you can tell, I'm very excited. I love these two Pokemon. It was fun to use them. The team did well, and it did bad too. It didn't do bad. It was more so of getting hit hard, right? Okay, we're farming down that Greedent. I know I keep calling it Diggersby. They're both little muskrats, you know, running around there. Anyways, we have a good matchup here with the Confusion up against this Tentacruel. We'll go ahead and shield this up. I do believe this was an accidental shield because Armored Mewtwo does have defense to it. So crazy. If they ever release Shadow Armored Mewtwo, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. All right, if anything, you'd want to save all of your Giovanni radars for that. So we're up against the Lantern here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let this go. I do believe they're gonna hit me with the Surf and the Surf again. We're gonna swap. Now I swap into the Ceruledge because I'm thinking to myself, all right, we can take a Surf here. We're gonna go ahead and preserve the Mewtwo and get to the charge move. Son of a gun, we didn't get to it before then, but that's okay. Hopefully we're gonna be able to Confusion down with the Mewtwo here before they get to a Surf. Unfortunately not. So what's gonna happen is we're just gonna have to get to 2 Psy Strikes to take out that Tentacruel with super effective Psychic, right? So we're gonna go ahead and throw the first one. We just need one more Confusion and we get to the next one. We're gonna be swapping out that Rock Slide for Dynamic Punch in a while, so we're gonna have it for a minute, and unfortunately Yeah, Dynamic Punch would have been infinitely better for me. Alrighty, next game we're met with an Incineroar, which is going to be doing quite a bit of damage to me with that Blast Burn. We are going to be part water, but we're also ice and we're shadow. But the thing about Lapras is it's one of those things that can just take being a shadow so much better than most Pokemon because of its bulkiness, making up for that, taking 20% more damage. Rule that applies to these shadow Pokemon. So we're just going to let it all go, and I'm just going to farm them down with the Ceruledge here, and we're able to do it. Fantastic. So we're building up our energy, and they're bringing in a Drapion. That's all right. We're going to go ahead and just start throwing the flame charges and really vamp up this attack, as the Mewtwo doesn't really want to go up against that whatsoever. It takes too long to get to the damn Rock Slide or Dynamic Punch if we even had it. So we're just going to go ahead and stay here and do as much as we possibly can. And we do have them shieldless at this point. And of course, we're not going to be going for no Shadow Ball. I mean, obviously, we're just going to keep hitting Flame Charge. We are shielding this up. They're swapping into a Virizion, which I was kind of really contemplating what I should do here. Since Ceruledge is so glassy, we're just going to go ahead and swap. We bring in Mewtwo, and I do believe they're just going to back out here. Yeah, they back out. It was a wrap there. We had so much energy on the Ceruledge. We could have pretty much one-shotted them with a Flame Charge at that point, but yeah, we still take that win. Next game, we're met with a horrible lead with an Ampharos. All right, well, we're just going to have to deal with it here. Hopefully they don't have Thunder Punch. And Brutal Swing at me sounds good. We can let that go, as it's just going to be neutral damage here. More than likely they'll shield this up. Okay, of course they're not going to, so they're going to let it go. We swap into the Mewtwo, and now we're going to be taking a lot of damage from that. Yep, this team is double weak to Dark with the Psychic and the Ghost, but that's okay. We figure things out over here. And they're bringing in a Trevenant and using their first shield as I go for the Psy Strike here. Looks like they're going to try to farm me down as we do get to one more Psy Strike. This is going to be pretty nice here. And they use 2 shields. Sounds good. So the thing about Armored Mewtwo is with Psy Strike, you're getting Stab. It's a hard-hitting move. Yeah, it doesn't have the attack that the regular Mewtwo does, but you have that bulk, plus you're doing that damage though with Psy Strike. So Armored Mewtwo, yeah, maybe it would have been a good idea to max one of those out for the Master League. Would have been one hell of a thing, right? But again, it'd be just so fitting, a Shadow Armored Mewtwo. That just sounds so OP. So we're up against Walrein here, and we went for that Flame Charge. Now we're going to go for the... Oh, we went for another one. Looks like we were paying attention. I think we didn't need to get off the Shadow Ball, or they caught it there. Very good, very good. So what we need to do is actually call this. We need to call an Icicle Spear and let this go. Beautiful. After that call, it's over. It's a wrap. We take the win. If we used our shield, they could have maybe gotten to the Earthquake and beaten us, and obviously one-shotted us, and we're taking that win with the shield as well. All right, moving on to the next game. Leading with the Lapras the entire time, and my Nightmare has appeared up front. So 2 bad leads here. We do have a Poliwrath, so we're going to go ahead and swap into the Ceruledge. We do need to be careful here because this could be Scald, and it is an Icy Wind. We're calling that. Very good. And they're bringing in their Talonflame. They did lower my attack. We're going to go straight for that Shadow Ball, and they're letting it go. And we're going to go for a Flame Charge at this point. We will win that CMP. We do have higher attack than this thing here, but again, we cannot take a hit. It is one of those very squishy things. And we're looking at a Fire and Ghost again. I unintentionally was not thinking. So there's a lot. So we have Ceruledge, the one I used, Chandelure, and then this one. I'm thinking there's another one, and it's just not coming to mind right now. It's not Alolan Marowak. That's in the Great League. You could power one up for the Ultra League, but GG's to you on your dust. Yeah, we're using another one of those. Pretty interesting. Anyways, we have the alignment that we wanted. The Mewtwo up against the Poliwrath here. We'll let this go. Again, it is Armored Mewtwo. You can take hits. Let's go. Let's freaking go. All right, so they're going to be swapping after getting off the Icy Wind. This is where Dynamic Punch would have been coming in useful. So Crunch is probably what they're going to throw at me, or hitting me with a Body Slam. Of course, it's always opposite. Always, always, always. And we're going to go ahead and throw the Psy Strike just to do a little bit of damage here. We're locked in here, so it's better than nothing, I suppose. And now we'll go ahead and shield this up. I do believe that's a Crunch. Okay, sounds good. Farming up a little bit more, bringing in the Lapras, and it's just not worth going for the Ice Beam. Okay, it's just simply not. They could shield it, and it's just more effective to go for the Surf. As a matter of fact, it's for the damage as well as energy efficiency here. So no, it's pretty much when you have a wide open shot, something that's going to be taking super effective damage from the Ice Beam, and yeah, you know, very rare situations there. Mewtwo taking the win for us. The Armored team looking good here. Next game, we're going to be met with a Ceruledge. All right, another Fire and Ghost. They're going to be swapping into the Glissopod. This is always a little annoying to handle. If you had like Pidgeot, it's going to be looking fantastic, but it kind of does a lot. It kind of has a lot of coverage, and I'm gonna say this, I know this is true for a lot of you as well. It's true for pretty I'll leave it at that. They usually always have the move that is gonna be more effective to me. It's just always the way it works, you know? It's always fun to see that. So we'll let this go here. Liquidation sounds good, and down they go, bringing in that Ceruledge to get off 2, and we're actually getting to the Side Strike. Great. This is still gonna do some good damage here. All right, so this is the point in the video where I realized I was saying Ceruledge's name wrong. So, well, don't worry, I'm going to be saying it right from now on. Says it wrong in the next sentence. Ceruledge into the battle here. Let's go. Let's have a little fun up against this Ampharos. And, well, of course, we're going to be shielding this up. Brutal Swing, super effective. We can't take a hit. We're just going to kind of outpace it at this point and just simply farm it down. We're going to start vamping up with that Flame Charge here. Going to go for a double shot with the Ceruledge. All right. Okay, so we're going to Farm Town here. Gonna throw the Flame Charge on the Ceruledge. Well, that's perfectly fine. We wanted to get that shield. As a matter of fact, we can throw another Flame Charge and that'll be enough. Oh, going for Shadow Ball. We have no more shields. What am I talking about? Bring in the Lapras. Pay attention. All right, that whole Ceruledge thing threw me off, but we're looking good and taking the win with the Lapras with that energy built up and ready to go. Just needed one more quick move. Next game met with the Feraligatr. This is not particularly great for me, but they're going to be swapping and bringing in their Cresselia. We're bringing the Ceruledge, and well, unless they have Future Sight, we're going to be able to kind of wall it here. So, man. Again, I think Ceruledge is still going to take the win for the best Ghost and Fire-type Pokemon to use in the Ultra League for now. This is definitely amazing, but it's just, there's something about the Ceruledge that is very balanced, as well as doing a lot of damage. All right, anyways, we're taking that win there, of course, going for the Shadow Ball. They let it go, which is awesome, doing that extra damage, just about at half here. And I do believe we're going to go ahead and just throw in the Lapras, and they have Crunch, of course. They usually have Ice Beam, but they need that other move. It's always ready, like I said. It's always set for them. It's amazing. Going to go ahead and throw the Surf here. Of course, it's not very effective, but at least it's some damage. And hopefully they have like a Poliwrath or a Poison type in the back, which the Mewtwo's going to be able to handle. Now, this is something that can actually take the Frenzy Plants. One more, ooh, we will survive it, but I don't know. As a matter of fact, with those quick moves, it might just be enough to KO. But we are going to shield up anyways, and with that quick move pressure that we're doing with this Armored Mewtwo, there's really nothing that they can do. I love how even on its tail, it has some of those armor plates. I mean, wow, they really did a good job with this one here, actually. You know, if they made costume Pokemon like this and made their stats different as well, do you understand how amazing this game could be? Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know. It'd be pretty cool, right? You know, it's not going to change the aspect that there's broken things. All right, anyways, we do have a Clefable in the lead here. This is great, and it even has Charm. So I guess that's fine. We'll take it, right? Nothing on the team really wants to run away from a Charm user. If anything, we just have something that's good against it. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Ceruledge to handle the situation here. We're just going to farm them down. They do bring in a Lapras. They are shieldless. They just wanted to use all those shields right away. Sounds good to me. Hitting them with the... Or they have one shield left. Never mind. Okay, my bad. They see the Armored Mewtwo, but they back out. When they do bring in their Talonflame, we're looking good. Let's keep it going here. Ceruledge as well as Armored Mewtwo are on fire, quite literally. And we're met with another Charm user up front. Just a coincidence. Again, it's not bad for me. I'll take it with that fire in the back. So we're going to go ahead and throw that Surf here, and they're going to let it go. I do believe we let this go as well. It's going to be a Psyshock. We'll be fine. And if they shield this up, we're going to let them win, and we're farming them down again. Oh, they're going to let it go. A little bit of a switch up from that last game, and bringing in a Poliwrath. Beautiful. That's okay. We do have that. So they're going to immediately swap, and we bring in Ceruledge. And we're just, what do we want to do here? I think we want to bait with the Flame Charge. Of course, they're going to bait me with Disarming Voice, of course, but we can't really risk it here. And we're going to go ahead and throw that Flame Charge. We just need to make sure we get that matchup with the Poliwrath, and we're going to be looking great. There's really nothing that they can do when it comes down to it. They can hit me with a couple of Scolds, but the damage is just going to overpower them at the end of the day here. And if they use all their shields, well, that's pretty much a wrap. So what's going to happen here is they're going to get to a charge move, and we'll let this go. Or I mean, we'll shield this up, Disarming Voice or Shadow Ball, whatever, and they're going to try to catch here, and they do. Very nice catch. So we're going to go ahead and just hit all of those. It's not enough to KO because, again, this is Armored Mewtwo. It doesn't do as much damage, and this is also a normal Poliwrath. It's a pretty thick boy over there. And then we're going to farm them down and just throw the Side Strike, and that's how we're going to take that win there with the Armored Mewtwo. And a set game there. This thing is absolutely amazing to use. If you have anybody who has any spares, you may want to pick one up and give it a shot. Again, you're going to have to Elite TM Psystrike though, because it is going to be a legacy. All right, so they did swap into their Talonflame. We bring in the Lapras and we're looking just perfect in this situation here. We will let this first thing go. It is going to be a Flame Charge. Okay, sounds good to me. And I do believe we have a double shielder. People do like to double shield their Talonflames. It's a very common thing that occurs with me, probably with you too, because you start vamping up that attack and you really can start to sweep up. So bringing in the Mewtwo here, we'll let this go. And check that out. They raised their attack by 1 stage, hit me with a Brave Bird, and that's still all it did. That is Armored Mewtwo for you. Incredible. So they're going to be taking me out. We let it go. We're going to go ahead and bring in Ceruledge to farm them down, and they have a shieldless Poliwrath. So what we're going to do right now is actually go for the Flame Charge to bring our attack to neutral, because I already know they're going to turn it down right now. We have 2 shields, and we're just going to go ahead and shield this Icy Wind up. I figured it was that, but better safe than sorry. So see, that's why we went for that. Our attack is back to neutral. We're going to throw this. One more quick move and we take them down. All right, now it's down to the 2 firing ghost types. Ceruledge throwing the Shadow Ball. This should be enough. One more quick move should be enough to take it out, and we're there. This is why I went for that Flame Charge, and we're looking good there, taking the win with one of the stars of the show. Next game, we're met with, of course, an Ampharos, and we're going to swap into Ceruledge, and they're bringing in their Glissopod. We're going to go ahead and go for a Flame Charge here, and they are shielding it up. So yes, many a times throughout this video I'm calling Ceruledge Ceruledge. Okay, I just don't know why. I don't know why I can't get that damn name right. Ceruledge doing a ton of damage to that Glissopod. We're gonna let this go because they have Shadow Claw. It's gonna be pointless. So down goes our hero here, and we're gonna go ahead and bring in the Lapras to actually farm them down and come out of this with a good amount of energy. See what we can do after that. And they don't get to another charge move. Fantastic. Bringing in that Ampharos, of course, so we're just going to go ahead and throw that Surf immediately. They're letting it go. We're going to bring in the Mewtwo, and this was crazy. Okay, so they swap into their Cofagrigus, and this is crazy. It's usually Dark Pulse or Shadow Ball, right? Check this out. I let this go. Freaking Psychic. And they're probably thinking that son of a gun is Psychic. Yeah, boy, let's go. The power of Armored Mewtwo giving me those psychic abilities. I couldn't believe it. That was the only way to win this here. And we'll let that go since we do have the Lapras with energy, and we want to use this shield so we can farm up to the Surf to take the win. And looking good. That was a pretty fun battle there. That made me pretty happy calling that. It was just literally a coin flip. That just shows you I had no idea. I was just letting it go because I figured I lost. Okay. Bad lead here with that Magnezone in the zone, swapping into the Armored Mewtwo. I'm not bringing in Ceruledge because they're going to counter me with something, and that's my actual counter we'll use later. So we do have Dynamic Punch at this point though, but they did shield it up. And this is not looking too great. We'll let this go. Is it a wild charge? It is, and it is enough to take us out. So what are we going to do now? Now we bring it in. Yeah, we'll go ahead and throw that in here now. Our good old Ceruledge here. Now, it took me 1 day to hatch all 3 of these, but I did hatch quite a few. So, all right, Ceruledge up against Dragonites. I'm going to go ahead and throw that Shadow Ball here. And they let it go. Unbelievable. And we swap into the Lapras as soon as I noticed that they let that go, and they swap into a Charizard. So this is looking pretty good because that Dragonite doesn't necessarily have a charge move ready to go, and its health is 1 more quick move from anything, and it's out of here. So we'll let that Blast Burn go. As we know, we're going to be able to get to this Surf here. They are shieldless. It's going to do a ton of damage to the Charizard, and we take that win there. Looking good. 1 more quick move with the Lapras, and it is out of here. I do believe this is going to be a 5-0. All right, 5-0 with the Armored Mewtwo, Ceruledge, and Shiny Shadow Lapras. Let's go. All right, so we have 2 more games, and we haven't even got off Ice Beam on the Lapras, have we? Exactly. Always go with Skull Bash. We're going to get it off again. I do believe one of these 2 blast battles here. So we're met with a Aurorus, and they're going to be swapping into their Virizion, in which we're going to go ahead and bring in our Armored Mewtwo here. I could have bring in the Ceruledge, but I bring in this one because they potentially could have Stone Edge, and that will one-shot us. So Armored Mewtwo is at least going to be able to just keep tanking these moves over and over again. Although this Leaf Blade is starting to add up here, but we haven't even thrown a charge move. So we're going to go ahead and throw that Psystrike here while we still have 1 more. Can we get to it? And we do. We could have went for the dynamic punch. Unfortunately, we didn't, but I figured they're going to shield anyway. Yeah, so we get a shield anyways, but that obviously is typically what you would want to go for, 4 times effective. Bringing back the Lapras into this battle here, and we do need to look out for Meteor Beam because it is going to be super effective to both of the Pokemon that we do have left here, the Lapras as well as the Ceruledge. Shielding this up, and of course they hit me with a freaking Weather Ball that pissed me off so much. It's good play on their end. Good play on their end. That's exactly what you want to do. Hitting the Meteor Beam this time. We shielded up though. And now we're shieldless, and they are shieldless as well. So what is going to happen? Can we get to the Surf? We do. Now it's just a matter of what is in the back. Show me something weak to Ghost and Fire, please. And it is going to be a Trevenant. Okay, this works. What we're going to want to do is kind of stay here. Make them use their energy first. Hitting me with a Seed Bomb. And now we're just going to go for the Ice Beam. There you go. There's the Ice Beam. I wanted to swap, but this makes more sense. Let's make some use of it and take the win there. All right, moving it on. This is the final battle. If you can give this video a thumbs up, if you did enjoy it, if you want to support me, that'd be much appreciated. Met with an absolutely horrible lead, and that is going to be Registeel. We're going to swap into the Mewtwo here, as we do have Dynamic Punch, but as you're going to see, I don't even think we get to see it. Let's see if I don't think they want to shield it up. So how much is this going to do? Okay, better than nothing. Okay, we'll take it. And that Zap Cannon, really, man, we kind of just absorbed that. And we're going to be able to take another one of these Zap Cannons and barely get off the Dynamic Punch, which is amazing. Let's go. And, well, we're going to bring in Ceruledge here. Ceruledge, doesn't matter. Ceruledge. All right, but at any rate here, we're going to go for the Flame Charge. We're doing so much damage with our Quick Move. This is incredible. And, of course, we're shielding this up. I don't want to get hit by a Dark Pulse or a Thunder Punch, as a matter of fact. Just don't want it from that Shadow Muck. We already know that thing's amazing. All right, so Ceruledge going for another Flame Charge here. Now we're really vamped up by 2 stages here, on top of having already good attack. What you got for me? A Regirock? Oh my goodness. Well, that's pretty much what I did not want to see, as they do resist the damn fire here, and they farm up quick. And they're also going to be effective to my Lapras with that Stone Edge here. All right, so what are we going to do? Swap into the Lapras. Yep, of course, right there. And, well, it's going to be all up to the Ceruledge here in a minute. I feel like there's some sort of Mandela effect going on with this name. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. So taking out that Lapras with a Surf or taking out that Registeel. Of course, they're KOing me. We get to the Shadow Ball, and the star of the show is going to be finishing this off for us here. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!